When someone is going through IVF or IUI, what kind of support can acupuncture then offer them during that process? Because when you think of, going the fertility route, no one is thinking about acupuncture. Either you have to pick the Western medicine or you pick something more holistic. Like it can't be something that's combined and joined forces.
Yeah. That's a common belief. I will talk about that a little bit. Right now, acupuncture is really having its own heyday kind of as IVF support. So I'm super glad you asked this question. We're finding a lot of evidence now that is showing us in the research that when you do acupuncture in conjunction with IVF, it can improve the outcome considerably, right? So there's a couple of pieces here. So the first piece is really working on improving that follicular environment, right? That environment around the egg cell as it starts developing during the retrieval process. And we have a really classic study. Everybody talks about it. It's called Steiner-Victorin. And in this study, it was really interesting. Actually, they did TENS unit on acupuncture points on the lower limbs and in conjunction with the place where the ovaries would be. And they found that they actually measured the flow rate of the blood flow through the femoral artery and before and after they administered the treatment. And they found that it got better, right? And it improved with the treatment, which shows us that got better blood flow to that follicular environment. And that's obviously really, really beneficial to anyone that is undergoing that retrieval process. So we have kind of things like that are showing us that acupuncture can regulate the nervous system, work on that regulating that cortisol response. There's two kind of concepts with acupuncture, right? In conjunction with IVF and IUI, right? So there's prep work that goes up to the procedure itself. And then there's the in the moment. And then that's when we do acupuncture before and after a transfer, which is really interesting because we know that can improve the efficacy of the transfer considerably. So there's kind of two pieces to the puzzle that can really help support that process.
Well, and it's funny you say that because when I did my second surrogacy journey, the intended mother and I both did acupuncture. She obviously did the acupuncture because they needed to do a round of egg retrieval. So she went through her side of doing acupuncture, and then I went on my side of doing acupuncture that's before and after the transfer. Sometimes I think people, they hear IVF and they think that IVF is just this one silo thing, and trying to explain to people that IVF isn't a one piece. There's several pieces to IVF. IVF is when you're going through that creation of the eggs and then doing that retrieval and then the actual transfer of the embryos. And myself and my intended mother had separate experiences, but still did acupuncture, and it was successful, by the way, just as an FYI. So
there you go.